Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spill the Tea Radio, where we interview awesome singer songwriters and those who influence their lives. Spill the Tea Radio explores the journey, creativity, and inspiration behind the songs. My next guest has a vibrant force behind infectious and feel good tunes that radiate positivity. As an indie solo artist, she's on a mission to spread joy through her music. With catchy melodies and lyrics that celebrate life's sunny side, she invites you to a world where every beat is an invitation to dance and every note is a burst of happiness. So let's spill the tea with Moonlyn. Welcome, Moonlyn. So, Moonlyn, thanks for joining us. First, we want to know how you started in music. It's always an interesting story to find out how people are inducted into this into the crazy business of music. So, how did it
Hmm.
start for you?
Well, my first introduction and love of music started singing in choirs when I was really like a child, and I fell in love with singing. I fell in love with classical music, like Mozart and Beethoven, and so that was my beginning of music. And then eventually I sort of fell onto trying different genres, and now I'm hooked on pop music. So I feel I can express myself the best with it. However, sometimes when I sing, you can hear like the classical uh, origins of my singing voice.
What is the journey like to go from classical to pop music? Do you find yourself um, bringing those hints of classical music back into it when you hit a high note or you try to or you go to sustain a note? Do you feel those little bits and pieces of classic coming back in?
I do. I even see the conductor, like the vocal coach from when I was little, like, the way she tells you to hold your mouth and sustain it. So I do hear it and know it. It's in my head.
And we could usually see those classically trained, almost just the way you hold yourself when you're singing. And of course, everything coming from deep down within you in the diaphragm rather than coming from your throat or your nose. It
Yeah.
certainly does come out, especially in the power notes. Now, your family, when we talked about your family, not a lot of musical influences come from there. So where did the musical influence come from? Was it aunts, uncles, friends, colleagues, inspiration from somebody that you heard on TV or the radio? Where did the inspiration come from?
Well, I mean, none of my family members are really artistic in any way, but they would listen to music. They were very good at listening to music. So I would be exposed to all kinds of music, like besides classical, like rock, pop, like some of the oldies and stuff. And so I've always been exposed to a wide range of music. And funny, when I'm writing, though, I don't listen to anything because I don't want to be influenced by anything because I have so much already going on in my heart and head, things I want to write down. I don't want anything to like cloud that. So, I mean, I want quiet, so I don't listen to anything while I'm writing.
When you are writing music, whether it's the lyrics or the melodies, when you're writing music, what's your headspace? Do you have like a ton of things going on at the same time and you need to kind of get them all out before you can work on a piece? Or are you able to be laser focused on one idea at a time?
Like I have a lot of ideas, so as I start evolving the ideas, I'll write them down, sing it onto my phone, record it. And when I'm actually producing the song, I'm also very like mathematic and scientific. So the way I write is very like planned out. So I do
Mhm.
have like a method of how I control it coming out. And then sometimes like when I'm like, okay, I need to write a piano or I need to write something and it just comes out. Like I don't know, like I pray to the gods of music and they inspire me.
And they say, boys, girls, Moonlyn's calling. We yeah, we have to get on the phone with her now. Uh, and do the lyrics come first, or does the music come first, or is it does it happen? How does it happen? How does it work for you?
Um, yeah, the lyrics and the vocal melody usually come out in tandem. And usually like when I'm going for walks or um like when I used to cycle a lot, whatever, like it, and I'm singing to myself, they come out a lot that way. And that's why I always have to make sure my phone is with me so I can sing into it and record it. But yeah, the vocal melody and the lyrics come at the same time.
So when you're out walking or running or riding and you've got your phone, you're singing into it, do people walk by you and think, wow, there's a Looney Tunes for you? Or do they just look and say, oh, it's Moonlyn writing another song?
Well, I mean, I'm not always around the same people, but people sometimes they do look at me, but usually I find like a little hidden, like quiet place, and not too often do people near me, but if they are, um, whatever, it's important to get the idea. So,
What makes a great singer-songwriter? Some people say it's there's poetry and music and poetry. Um, what makes a great singer-songwriter? Is it the storytelling? Is it the lyrical cadence? What makes a great singer-songwriter?
I think there's many things, right? Because there's some vocalists like Celine Dion, for example, and I don't think she's ever written her own songs, but
Mhm.
she has such a inspiring, beautiful voice, right? And especially her physical challenges that she's faced that's made her like even more like inspiring. But then there's some artists that sing and have a beautiful voice and they write. So I'm inspired by all of it. I think that what gift you were given to share with the world to inspire, because music inspires so much. I think it's all great, like all of it. Like, I mean, even Whitney Houston, for example, I could be wrong. I don't think she wrote any of her songs, but her voice is so memorable, right? And then there's
Mhm.
like people like Madonna and Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift that they write their own songs and they sing. So you know that it's their story they're telling. So you're listening to it in a different way too. So I think all of it has a place, right?
When was the aha moment for you when you realized I have a voice. I can do this. I can get up there and perform, and I can really sing.
Um, Only recently.
Okay, tell
I
us.
mean, I knew I loved singing and I knew I that's all I wanted to do. And from a very young age too, like as I would sing whatever I was doing, singing to myself, I was always making up songs.
Mhm.
Like, in fact, there's one melody that's on this upcoming album that I really wrote when I was like 5, playing like fiddling on the piano. So, I mean, it all depends. Like, I mean, I it's like a progress. You're always learning like your strengths. And I honestly didn't find my true strength until after my diagnosis of cancer. And because um I felt like I had nothing to lose. So I didn't care what
Mhm.
other people thought, whether they liked me, my voice, my music or not, because I was doing it for me. I felt like I was given a gift and I have a story to tell and I'm going to do it regardless what anyone thinks. And it gave me like the confidence to sing like with all my heart and soul.
Mhm.
So
It's amazing how your perspective changes when you have a life-altering challenge
yeah.
that you went through. How did the songwriting change for you when you were diagnosed? Um, what went through your mind to to say, this is what I'm going to write about? Because some people could get into a very dark place. You didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always been an optimistic person. I like being happy. I like laughing. I love like enjoying life. And after the diagnosis, I'm like, I don't want that to be taken away from me. I want to be happy, and whatever time I have left, I'm going to still enjoy my life. And I feel like despite any negative things I've gone through, I've still maintained like hope and positivity. So I felt like, you know what, I want to share that with the world because I want to help someone else who's going through something and maybe doesn't have the knowledge and the positivity that I have, that maybe I could be there for them and inspire them some hope.
Well, it's a great gift that you're giving to people to inspire them as they may be going through the challenge that you went through. There are a lot of young artists that are at the very beginning of their career, not like yourself. You've got recordings out there, you've got songs out there, you're already performing. There's young budding artists that might be in their teens right now. What's the best piece of advice from you to them about a music career? As an example, I talked to one producer who'd been in the business for 50 years. He said, never have a safety net. If you have a safety net or a fallback position, you're always going to fall back on that. He said, never have a safety net. What's your best piece of advice to young musicians and singer-songwriters?
Well, to keep at it. Like if it's truly your gift and you have something to share with the world, it's something you truly want to do, then keep at it. Keep like training your voice, like learning about other aspects like songwriting, producing, and just keep at it and stay away from negative people. Don't let people try to stop you, because there will be many people that are jealous, or they're not happy with their life, so they don't want you to do that. And like with my family, because there's no artist, like people always think being an artist is like I'm a loser, right? So like I don't know. I think in life, every facet of occupation is necessary to make, society bloom. And arts, music is just as important. It's like a sacred thing to me. So don't let anyone discourage you, and just keep at it, keep honing your skills. And one thing I feel like, don't have tunnel vision. Check out other genres of music just to be inspired. Don't just stick to one. I mean, yes, you can stick to one when it comes to what you're, sharing with the world, but like to be inspired, like check out different things too.
Well, let's get into one of the songs that Moonlyn wrote. Get ready for a journey filled with good vibes and the irresistible charm of Moonlyn with her new album, Possessed by Angels, which will be released in October of 2024. But right now, let's take a listen to singer-songwriter Moonlyn and her song, Here and Now.
Yesterday is gone forever, and that's where it should stay. Living in the moment is much better anyway. Now is the time. Today is gonna shine, because here and now Yesterday is gone forever, and that's where it should stay. Living in the moment is much better anyway. Here and now is all that really matters. Look around, love surrounds. It's all about love, it's all about love, it's all about love. Your love, your love, your love surrounds me.
That was Here and Now by Moonlyn. Moonlyn, what's the song about and what was the inspiration to write this song?
It's obviously about not living in the past and not being stressed about the future. Just focus on the here and now and be present and look at everything that is possible, all the possibilities that is in this moment right now, and just enjoy it. And because a lot of people, I think, they get stressed about worrying about the future, and then they fret and about the past, all the negative things that have gone by. And I think if you really, really want, you can sit in this moment in time and you can find many, many things to be thankful for. And I guess I learned that after my diagnosis. So that message was very strong to let out for me.
Absolutely. And how do people find out more about you, Moonlyn? What's the website? What are the socials? Where can they go to find out more about you, your music, and where you are gigging?
Well, my website is simply my name, moonlyn.com. And on the main page, you find all the links to all my socials, so they can easily find me there.
We have been in conversation with Moonlyn. Moonlyn, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.